What up? What up? What up? Hope you guys are having a good day. I very much am. I want to talk about shame. Shame. Why do we all feel so ashamed of ourselves? What the fuck is that? Like, we're good. We're good. You're good. I know you're good. Like, you don't gotta prove anything to me. Like, man, I love you. You don't gotta prove anything to yourself. Like, we are already whole. It's just up to us to remember that. Like, it's not even a learning. You remember that you're whole. You remember that, like, once you were a kid who just didn't give a fuck. And that kid's still inside you. That kid still doesn't give a fuck. He just fucking does what he wants to do. He doesn't feel bad about doing it. Because society hasn't injected the serum into him yet. Hasn't injected the shame serum. But you know, we can overcome it. We can overcome this feeling like we need to be good enough. We seriously can overcome it. And when you do overcome it, which I am very much still in the process of, you can live for yourself because you don't need validation from anyone else. You don't. And when you don't need validation from anyone else, you're ultimately free. And when you're free, you can just do what excites you. You just do what excites you. That's literally all you gotta do, man. Like, life doesn't really expect too much. Like, you have things you gotta do, and then things you want to do, and just do what you got to do, and then you get to do what you're excited about. You don't have to do what other people want you to do. You don't have to take on roles and responsibilities that aren't genuine to you. Right? So what excites you? I'm giving you permission right now, dude. I'm giving you permission to do whatever you want to do that excites you. You don't even have to be good at it. You don't even have to be good at it. You can be trash at it. It doesn't even matter. It's funny. There's also this, perfectionistic trap. It's like, oh, well, I gotta do it perfect. I gotta do it perfectly, baby. Or fire and flames. If I make a single error, I'm done for. I'm done for. Oh, fuck. We're so hard on ourselves, it's nuts. It's nuts how hard we are on ourselves. Fuck. Can you see it? Can you seriously see it? It's honestly hilarious. Oh, fuck. Dude, I'm crying of laughter almost right now. Just how absurd our, like, inner voice is. It's actually fucked. Oh, fuck, dude. You're already whole, and you can just do whatever you want. Like, this life is a sandbox. Do you see? Dude, I sound like a lunatic. I can tell. Like, I'm going off the loony end. But this is real. Like, you can just do whatever you want to do. Even if you work 10 hours a day and you have kids, like, you gotta have like 1 hour a day You gotta have 1 hour a day that, you know, you can play the guitar. Bam! You gotta have 1 hour, bro. 1 hour where you can just jam. Just jam. My story, I love jujitsu. Like, I love jujitsu. It warms my soul. It warms my soul. And I'm gonna be teaching classes. That's my one step I'm taking to do what I want to do. I'm gonna teach some classes. And the fear is immense. I have the perfectionistic tendency coming up. It's like, God, you gotta teach the class perfectly. You gotta teach it perfectly. Dude, life is a game. It's seriously a game. It's a game, dude. And all you gotta do in this game is you take one step in the direction you wanna take. You take one step. You don't care about a 5-year plan. You take one step, deal with the fear, and move forward. That's it. That's all you gotta do. Like, life is literally goes, okay, I'm simplifying life way too hard right now, but for the sake of this conversation, you take one step in the direction that excites you. Fear will come up. That's fine. That's natural. There's no way you're not going to be afraid all the time. Fear comes up, you just do it anyway. And you don't got to be perfect. And then you just take that next step, whatever that next step is. And you just keep stepping forward. That's it. You just keep stepping forward. And who knows, something magical might happen. But if nothing magical happens, you're still whole. Like, you're still just jamming. And your life is still better than it was before, you know? When you're just doing everything because you feel like you have to. Like, a lot of people are driven for money. The reason people are driven for money is for validation and for security. Money as a goal makes no sense. Money as a goal, like, you see all these guys on YouTube, like, driving Lamborghinis and preaching that you got to be a high value man. You gotta be a high value man. You gotta earn 6 figures, make yourself beautiful, and you gotta fucking be 6 feet tall with a 6-inch cock. You're a high value man then. Dude, if you buy into that, seriously, if you buy into that, you're gonna be a slave, because you're gonna work for money. And when you work for the goal of money, you do things you don't want to do. And not in a virtuous way. It's not a virtuous way. We also, we have this, like, idea that, like, it's virtuous to suffer. It's virtuous. This is my next point right here. We say it's virtuous to suffer. Who the fuck came up with that? Who the fuck came up with that? Is virtuous to suffer? What? Dude, pain is inevitable. Suffering is your choice. Like, seriously. Oh, I'm on the grind, bro. I'm on the grind. I'm grinding it. I'm working 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. Getting after it. Sigma male. You're wasting your life, legitimately. You're wasting your life. You're wasting your life. I think we just ought to push ourselves in a direction that we want. And there's going to be struggle no matter what, right? Like, I'm not saying avoid struggle. I'm just saying avoid work for the sake of work. Avoid doing things you don't want to do. Life, no matter what path you take, is going to be struggling. No matter what, life is going to be struggling. So, when life is struggling, you may as well be struggling in a direction that you actually care for, right? That's another trap I think people fall into mentally. They're like, they feel ashamed for not doing enough too. So it's virtuous to struggle and to suffer, and by its opposite coin, it is shameful to not be useful enough. Gotta question that. Seriously, gotta question that. If you're like an absolute glutton and you live with your mom and you're like 30 years old and you're not independent, I think that's a little bit of different. Like, that to me is different. But if like you're independent and like people, like children, aren't relying on you, why are you gonna be ashamed that you're like not doing enough? Like, why are you gonna be ashamed about that? So yeah, I think it's critical to kind of like take a step back and just ask yourself, like, what do I like to do? Like, what do I like to do? And when you ask yourself that, you can make the right steps in terms of like how you spend your time. Yeah. Because time is precious. Precious in the sense that spending it how you want to is important. And sometimes what you do might be nothing, and that's also a choice. Like meditation and sitting with yourself to actually ask yourself these questions, or to just kind of like actually rest. That's another thing. Like, people don't have the ability to rest, and that's why burnout is so like abundant in our society. It's because like not only are we working like crazy hours and like the world wants crazy productivity out of us, but in the moments we do rest, we're not like actually resting because we're just feeling like ashamed of ourselves. So if you can allow yourself to seriously like just rest without shame, a lot of like creativity and inspiration actually shows up, because you're not just micromanaging yourself all the time. You're just actually like, I'm good as I am. I'm good as I am. That's like such a powerful mantra. Like, I'm good as I am. I am. Uncertainty. Let's talk about uncertainty. Uncertainty paralyzes people, and uncertainty makes people do things that they deem create certainty. But certainty doesn't exist. Certainty doesn't exist. It just doesn't exist. And all you can do is just take the next step. It's all you can do. It's literally all you can do is just take one step. You only have the ability to take one step at a time, actually. You can't take 5 steps. It's impossible to take 5 steps. As an action, in this moment, it is impossible to take 5 steps. You can take 1 step, and that's all you can do in any moment, is take 1 step. That's it. Doesn't that make life just simple as fuck? Doesn't that make life just like crazy, stupid simple? Doesn't just the path become like that much clearer for you if you know that you just take one step? You just take one step. Literally, you aim a bow in the dark. That's what you're doing. And that's all you can do. And by the time you're on your third step, the conditions of the universe have changed. So your plan ultimately will break down. Your plan will always ultimately break down. But that is such a beautiful thing. Like, fuck. What if uncertainty is actually the thing that makes life beautiful and mysterious? Like, I think a lot of us, we try to get rid of uncertainty because it scares us. But in any moment, like if you are living in the present moment, uncertainty doesn't actually exist either. So certainty doesn't exist. In this present moment, okay? In this present moment, neither certainty nor uncertainty exists. Uncertainty is a future projection. But how beautiful to like just see life as a dance. Just see life as a play where you don't know what's gonna happen, but like you can just take that one step. If you knew everything that was gonna happen from now till your death, you have ultimate security. Ultimate security. How boring. How boring would that be? That would be incredibly boring. Like if I knew exactly when I was gonna die, I knew like what I was gonna be, everything. Dude, I don't even know. Like it just wouldn't be. It wouldn't be like magical anymore. There's like a thrill in uncertainty, actually. It's like how you frame these things in your head that matters, rather than the externals. Like what's going on in here matters a lot more than what's going on out there. A lot more. Because that's all we can really do is reframe things, live in presence, be courageous. What is courageousness? Let's dive into this. What is courageousness? Courageousness is your ability to overcome and move forward regardless of your future projections. That's what courage is. That might not sound crazy on its head, but it is. Because courage is you overcoming the obstacle that you yourself put in front of you. That's crazy. That's crazy. I just thought of that right now. Courage is you overcoming the obstacle that you just put in front of yourself. If you had no expectations of the future, there'd be nothing to be courageous about because you would have no fear. You would have no fear. because fear is a future-based thing. I'm trying to think more on that. But, you know, these things, they still sneak up on us, because if you stand on the top, okay, here's another thing. You cannot live what I just said all the time, because there are natural things that will cause you to be afraid no matter what. And that instinctual fear reaction, you can't prevent that from happening. So like if you stand on the top of a cliff, you can't live yourself enough in the present to not have that fear arise in you. And let's say you're going bungee jumping for the first time. And you stand on the top and you have a fear of heights. You living in the present moment and not projecting into you're ultimately projecting into the future, because you're projecting you're going to fall or you're going to jump off. You are still, but that's an instinctual reaction that you can't control. Like, you're not going to have the ability to stop that fear from coming up inside you in the first place. Like, that's just a human thing. So ultimately, I think courage is the ability to just remove that obstacle you just put in front of yourself. So if you're standing on the top of that bungee jump cliff and you feel that fear, the way to get through that fear and make the jump, which is what we would deem courage, is to remove the future prospect. So to just, ultimately you have to, there's a point where you're slowly allowing yourself to come back into the present. You're slowing your breathing, relaxing. Oh, I'm so scared right now. The moment that you jump is a moment of fuck it. The moment you jump off the bungee jump thing is a moment of fuck it. And that moment of fuck it is 100% present. That moment of fuck it is 100% present. The moment that you say, I'm gonna jump, it's just like a thing happening in the present moment. You're not thinking. You're not thinking of the future. You've quelled your mind. That is what I would say courage is. That's what I would say courage is. So life tests us. It just basically puts a bunch of obstacles in front of you and tests, like, do you have the ability to say fuck it? Do you have the ability to bring yourself back into the present? Do you have the ability to take that one step in the direction that you want to take, that excites you? We forget this so much. We just take actions that are just not for us. Like, it should, like, what, when you're deciding like what you want to be ambitious for, it should literally feel like you're fucking excited. If you don't feel excited about it, it is not you. You're buying into a lie if you're not excited about it. Like, we lie to ourselves, and the scary thing is, this is the scariest thing, we lie to ourselves and like we succeed in convincing ourselves that it's right. That is the scary part. Like, that's actually the most terrifying thing, is that fear can enter us like a rational thought. It's like, oh yes, well, this, and this makes so much sense. This, and this. I will do this. Okay, perfect. We figured it out. and we convince ourselves that what we're doing is right. We convince ourselves. That's the scariest thing. It's that most of us actually have that self-love, that self-compassion, but the fear just overrides it. The fear is just a thing that just bleaches your soul. It bleaches it. It taints it. Fear taints your soul. It makes you abandon yourself. It makes you abandon yourself. And fear is something everyone on the planet experiences. And it makes you abandon yourself, man. Seriously. It makes you abandon yourself. In little ways and in big ways. So my message, what is my message? My message is live from a place where you're already good enough. Remember that you're already good enough. And do what excites you. Do what excites you, because you don't need external validation. And deal with the fear, because fear is inevitable. Fear is inevitable. And remember, you're likely acting out of fear if what you're doing doesn't excite you. I think that's the biggest metric. That's the biggest metric. Because fear will be present in all circumstance. So fear can run your wrong decisions and you'll still feel it, but fear will also be there for your right decisions in a different way. It's a way in that responds to the next step rather than is driving your decision. So the gauge is, are you excited? That, like, fear, toss it to the side. Fear we don't need to analyze. Toss that. Are you excited? That's the question you ask yourself. This is the only question you can ask yourself. Are you excited? And if you're not excited about what you're doing, you got to take a serious look. It's never too late. It's never too late. I'm telling you, there's always a way. There's always that next one step you can take. Always. Dude, there's always a step you can take in order to make that dream of yours come true. Always. Dude, even if you have kids, right? Let's say you're working, okay, let's give the fucked example where, like, you're the most trapped human ever. Let's say you have, like, 3 kids. They're, like, 1 year old, 2 years old, and 3 years old. Let's say that. And you got a big house, and you got a job that you work 10 hours a day and pays really good. Pays really good. You say, I don't have any time to pursue anything other than taking care of my kids, cooking, and working. And I barely even get 6 hours of sleep. Let's say that's your situation. There's always steps. Can you not sell your house, move, buy a cheaper house that requires you to work less, get a new job that maybe works less hours or is a totally different job that just, works less hours, makes less money. Now you have an extra 8 hours a week, let's say. Say you get an extra 8 hours a week. You can spend that 8 hours a week doing something you want to do. Like, your kids survived without you being there for 10 hours a day. They can survive without you being there for an 8-hour shift and 2 hours of doing something you want to do. The conditions haven't changed. There's always a way. There's always a way for that one first step. We deceive ourselves out of fear. We deceive ourselves like, oh, it's too much. It's not. It's not too much. We make excuses. Also, like friendships. If your friends are just like horrible for you, they just are life suckers. When you realize that you're whole inside, that you don't need their validation, that you in fact feel lonelier when you're with them, you have the ability to just leave and to get better friends. You do. You seriously do. There's always a way. There's like meetup sites online. There's just always a way to like make your life better for the way that you want to make it better. We just deny ourselves it. We deny ourselves it. We deem it as selfish, but it's not selfish. It is not selfish. Holy fuck. When you fill your cup 100%, you fill everyone else's cup around you. Because when you're miserable, like, you're no one's company, man. You're no one's company. Okay, it's been 30 minutes. I think that's it for today. I hope you guys have an absolutely great rest of your day. I hope it is filled with joy. Seriously, like, I hope your day is filled with joy. Okay. I love you. I will see you in the next video. Peace.